Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your support. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome to my channel. Please, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Guys, I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to sew this dress. This dress is really nice, lovely. You will like it. Sorry guys, I lost some of the clips, but I'm going to use this fabric to redo it. I've used the pattern to cut out the main fabric. I added seam allowance. I have two of these. I'll use it for lining and the main fabric. I have interfacing on it. I have interfacing both lining and the main fabric. This is the center front. This is the side. This is for the front. I've used the pattern to cut out the main fabric. I added seam allowance. I have seam allowance already on this side and this side. I have 4 of these. I have interfacing on it. I'll use it for lining and the main fabric. So what I'll do next is to join these 3 together. I'll do the same on the lining. This is for the back. I used the pattern to cut out the main fabric. I added seam allowance, half-inch seam allowance. I have 4 of these. I'll use it for both lining and the main fabric. I have interfacing on it. I'm going to sew the dart. I'll use this pattern to transfer the dart to the lining and the main fabric. I've sewn it together, lining and the main fabric. I notched. I also press it. This is for the back. I've sewn the dart. I press it. What I'll do next is to join the front and the back together. But before I'll do that, I'll put these two this way, right side together. Right side together. I'll use pin to hold the zip line or gather stitches to hold it. I'll use gather stitches. I'll mark my zip allowance 1 inch and sew on it. I've joined them together using gather stitches. I also press it, but I will remove the gather stitches later to fix the zip. What I'll do next is to join the front and the back together. This is the front and this is the back. You put it this way, right side together. You will shape it using your bust measurement and your waist measurement. Bust measurement, waist measurement, you shape it. After that, I will now sew this on it, this stripe. To cut out this stripe or sleeve, you will work with her round shoulder measurement. Her round shoulder measurement is 42. 42 inches, you minus it from her neckline. Her neckline is 22 inches. How I got 22 inches? 5.5 inches on fold. Her neckline was 5.5 inches on. Her neckline is 5.5 inches on fold. When you open it this way, is 11 inches. This is for the front, and the same with the. This is for the back, and the same with the front. 5.5 inches, 11 inches. So 11 inches for the front, 11 inches for the back. 11 plus 11 is 22 inches. 22 inches is her neckline. Her round shoulder measurement is 42 inches. 42 minus 22 is 20 inches. So 20 inches, I'll divide it into 2 because of the 2 sleeves. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So what I have here is 11 inches. 10 inches plus 1 inch is 11 inches. So this side is 3 inches. You can cut between 3 to 4 inches. I'll fold it this way because I'll sew cape on it. I've shaped it. I did the same on the main fabric. What I'll do next is to sew this stripe. I'll fold it into two. I'll stitch it with half inch seam allowance. I'll do the same on this side. I'll also remove the gather stitches. This is the main fabric. I'll fix this stripe only on the main fabric. I've stitched it only on the main fabric. This is the main fabric. This is the lining. What I'll do next is to sew the cape, but I'll continue from the main video. I want to sew the cape. To cut out the cape, I'll measure what I have from here to the zip allowance line. I'll cut two pieces for it, for this side and this side. I want to sew the cape. To cut out the cape, I'll measure what I have from here to the zip allowance line. I'll cut two pieces for it, for this side and this side. So I've measured it. I have 27 inches, but I added 3 inches to it. When I finish, I'll cut off the one that I don't want, but you can add like 1 inch. I cut this out for cape. I have interfacing on it. I have 11 inches by 30 inches. 11 inches by 30 inches, but you can use between 10 to 12 inches. No measurement for it. So what I'll do next is to trim it. I'll mark ½ inch. ½ inch. From this ½ inch, I will cut it. Or you can also use it this way. So I'll do the same on this one. I'm going to sew cape to the dress. This is the right side of the dress. I'll pin it. I'll stitch it to this side. I'll do the same on this side. I've sewn the cape. I used the pattern to cut out the net. I added seam allowance. What I'll do next is to sew the net. I'll stitch it on both sides to hold it. So after that, I'll pin it, lower part of the net to this side. I'll pin it this way. Or you can just pin it this way and stitch it. Then I stitch the net on both sides to hold it. So I'll pin it. This is the lower part of the net. I'll pin it on this side. I'll stitch it. After that, I'll sew it to this side. I've sewn the net. What I'll do next is to sew this lining to this side. I'll turn it. This is the lining. I'll fold it into two. Center front. I'll put it this way. This upper part, I'll pin it to this side to cover the net. I'll sew it on the net, this side. I'll stitch it. So I'll turn this to this side. I'll pin this to this side. I've sewn the lining. What I'll do next is to tidy up the armhole to sew these two together. I'll turn it this way. I'll pin it. Side seam. I'll pin it to the other side seam. I'll hold it together. I'll pin it. I'll stitch it. I'll stitch it. I'll do the same on the other side. So I've finished the armhole. I did the same on this side. What I'll do next is to sew the cape. The cape is in between lining and the main fabric, but I want to turn it to one side. I want to turn it to the wrong side of the fabric to sew it. After sewing it, I will now flip it over to the right side. So to do that, I'll just turn it this way to the wrong side. And stitch it. Or you will notch the cape a little bit, like 1/4 of an inch. You will notch the cape, then you can turn it to inside and stitch it this way to the zip allowance. To the zip allowance. I'll do the same on this side. I've sewn the cape. I have excess. I'll cut it off, but I will leave half inch seam allowance because I will stitch the end. I will turn it this way. And stitch it. After that, I'll turn it to the right side. But I'll bring this out. I'll go and turn it this way and stitch it. After that, I'll turn it to the right side and stitch it to the neckline. I'll stop on the zip allowance. After that, it will be like this. This is my zip allowance. This is the cape. This, I've finished this side. I also top stitch. I top stitch. So this side, if you want, you can use bias to tidy up all this edge. So I'll go and do this one. I'll finish with the cape. Zip allowance. So what I'll do next is to fix the lower part of the dress. So on this part, you remember the cape is in between lining and the main fabric on this part to this point. I now turn it in and stitch on it. So this is the way it is. It's still very neat. So this is the right side of the dress. I stopped 1 inch before the waistline. I did the same on this side, only on the main fabric. This is the lining. I sew it to the end. So now I'm going to sew the lower part of the dress. So this is for the lower part of the dress. I will stitch it from this point to the end. I trim my seam allowance down to 1 inch on both sides. So this is for the middle part for this side. This is for the front part. I will sew it on this part. I will put it this way. Midpoint. I will stitch them together. So this is for this back. This is the back side. I will stitch it also. I will put it this way. Right side together. Right side together. I will hold it and stitch it. I will do the same on the other side. I will do the same on this side. I've sewn the lower part of the dress to the upper part of the dress. On this upper part, I have more than 1 inch seam allowance. I cut it down to 1 inch because I have 1 inch seam allowance on the lower part. So I've joined them together. After that, I stitch it from where I stopped to the end of the dress. I did the same on this side. What I'll do next is to join the lower part of the lining to the upper part of the lining. This fabric is 6 yards by 60, but it's not enough. I will use this to make it up because there's no way I can buy fabric now because of lockdown. I'll pin it this way. I have only one piece for the lining, half circle. I'll pin it midpoint to midpoint, right side together. I'll stitch it, half inch seam allowance. The inside, the right side. What I'll do next is to fix the zip. After that, I'll close the remaining open at the center back, both lining and the main fabric. I'll fix the zip. This is the wrong side of the dress. This cape will be like this. This is the wrong side of the dress. I'll change this lining later because of the color. So if you want, your lining will be like 2 to 3 inches shorter than the main fabric. You will hem the lower part. You can fix your zip as you want, but if you want to fix your zip the way I fixed mine and you don't know how to do it, I'll put a link in the description. The right side of the dress. I'll give it a good press. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.